Hey everybody, Joe here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you Colossians chapter 1 in our Growing in Grace series. And so this is a letter that Paul wrote to the church in Colossae, and his purpose was to refute heresy. Now we don't know exactly which heresy was going on, but what was happening was these new Christians were getting troubled and confused. What this heresy was attacking was the value of who Jesus is, right? And so Paul was refuting this cultural doctrine. Colossae was this epicenter of a bunch of different religions. And if you attack a person's idol, they're going to exalt their idol, right? But we know that the world is always going to try to erase who Jesus is. But we as believers will always exalt who Jesus is. We will exalt him, we will embrace him, and then we'll explain to the world who Jesus is. So in doing so, what Paul's going to do here is paint a picture of the supremacy of Christ. He's going to show that Jesus is above all, he's over all, and he's the greatest in power and authority. That is what the supremacy of Christ is. So this is Paul's shot to say, this is who Jesus is. Now we remember that Peter had been asked that question by Jesus when Jesus said, "Who do you say I am?" And Peter said, "Well, you're the Messiah." Well, Paul here is sharing who Jesus is, and perhaps the most Christ-exalting passage of Scripture that we have in the Bible. Now, I hope you've read this passage, this chapter. I'm going to concentrate on Colossians 1:15 and 1:18. Here's what it says. Christ is the visible image of the invisible God. He existed before anything was created and is supreme over all creation. Verse 18 says, he is the beginning, supreme over all who rise from the dead. So he is first in everything. What this passage is going to talk to us about is that Jesus Christ is our God. Jesus Christ is before all things. Jesus Christ created all that is not God. Jesus Christ holds everything together, and Jesus Christ created everything displaying his supremacy and glory. Truly, Jesus is Lord. This isn't like when a president is elected and half the country says, well, that's not my president. No, he is the president. No one can diminish the fact that Jesus is Lord. It doesn't matter what you believe, Jesus is Lord, and that will never change. Now, the good news is you may not believe in Jesus, but Jesus believes in you. He believes in you enough to hang on a cross and die and then be risen again and live in and through you. But here's the thing. Do you acknowledge his supremacy? Do you believe in who he is? And is your answer always yes to him? Because if he's Lord, the answer is always yes. Is that the fact in your life? Who do you say he is? That's so important. And the answer has to be more than just lip service, because everything in life hinges on the fact, who do you believe he is? See, Romans 10:9 tells us this. If you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. So is Jesus worthy of your confession? Is he worthy of your belief? And is he worthy of your yes? And I hope the answer is yes. I hope the answer is that you understand and acknowledge and embrace that Jesus is supreme over all, that Jesus is Lord of your life, so that you can be a child of God, and that you can have the great hope of salvation that those of us who are believers have. Once again, just encourage you to soak in this chapter and enjoy and understand the supremacy of Christ, because if he's in control and if he's over all, guess what? You and I don't have to be. We can find freedom in that. Jesus Christ is Lord. He's supreme over all. It's great news. God bless you. Have a good day.